Hello everyone, welcome to Home Gardening Florida. Today we have an update on all of our citrus trees in the backyard. So I'm going to turn the time over to Sonia. Just time is yours.
Okay, so we have two peach trees. This one over here, this one is called Ava's Pride, and this one over to my left, your right, is called Mid Pride. The flowering was not exactly at the same time. They did overlap a little bit, but this peach tree right here had so many more blossoms on it. So one of the things we need to do is we need to come and thin the fruit. The reason we have to thin the fruit is because the branches will break if we leave all the fruit on there. The fruit will be small if we do not thin it. This is a new tree, so it will not develop as we desire. It will be under too much stress if we leave all the fruit on here. The tree, the Ava's Pride tree, I had already thinned it. I think it's got 4 or 5 peaches on it. And so this one, I'm going to point them out. They look like little fuzzy white gray looking balls. So there's one here. There's a bigger one here. There's a small one there. There's a small one there. There's 2 small ones. See, that's a good example. Look here. There's 2 small peaches right here. We need to pick one of them to leave. The other one can stay. The other rule of thumb is you want to reduce the peaches to about 1 every 5 inches or less. So on this same branch that this big one is on, there, I just took those 2 off, but there's also one down here about 3 inches down. I'm going to take that one off too. Obviously you get to pick which one you're going to take off. There are 3 peaches right here. This is the end of the branch. There's 2 right here and then a 3rd one over there. So I prefer to keep the one that is not at the tip of the branch. Eventually in the near the fruiting, ripening stage, we're going to have to put some netting around the trees or to keep the birds from eating the fruit. So part of this too is keeping the fruit from the very tips of the branches, bring it back down a little bit so that netting kind of stays off the fruit. The idea is the birds can still come up to the netting and they can poke through the netting. So you want to keep the fruit away from the netting in some way. We might even have to build a little frame or something, but either way, need to thin some more on here, but either way, when they're at this small stage, that's when you need to thin them out. If they're much bigger, it's maybe not too late, but you could have done it sooner with a better result. Let's look at this one that I already thinned. There is one peach right there. It's probably just over 1 inch. Here's another one right here. Sorry, trying to get the leaves back for you. Probably similar size to that one. There's not a lot of fruit on this particular tree because I did thin it. Oh, and there's another one right here. Maybe one more somewhere in here. But this one,
That one and then this one too.
oh, and that one there. So there's 5 on this tree that I can see, which is fine. We just planted this in the fall. We don't expect a huge harvest.
Right.
Point in case, I want this tree to focus on root growth and leaf growth and branch growth and all that other good growth besides fruit production right now. So I'm not feeling bad about it only having 5 peaches. The mid-pride peach that we just thinned some on, like I said, it's a few weeks behind, but it's obviously got more peaches. I'll leave a few more peaches on that one, maybe 10 or 12 peaches. But this is the first year in our yard, so I'm not letting them produce a lot of fruit. Let's look real quick at this citrus right here. This is a Mineola Tangelo, and as you can see, there are blossoms all over this tree. One thing that I will do is I will come by when I start to see the fruits and thin them out a bit because, again, first year in the yard, you want to make sure you get good root production and development. So you can see there's a little one there, and they're going to come in little spurts of little groups of fruit. So getting a good blossom on this Mineola tangelo. Okay, so here we are at the pomegranate shrub, tree, bush, whatever we're calling this. There are a few small little buds that are about to blossom. These are where the pomegranates are going to develop. They can't, the bushes can be a little bit pokey, but you can shape them a bit. They're supposed to be shrub-like, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's one that's starting to bloom. Look at that. It's just starting to open up, just barely. We'll see if there's any more that pop up, but looking good. This is the one that I thought died on me when we planted it, but it's back and it's doing good. So, okay, so we have our other little semi-dwarf, or no, actually these are not semi-dwarf, these are dwarf. That's a Trovita orange. This is a Bear's lime. That is a clementine, and that one is a Valencia orange. They all have blossoms on them, and or they're about to blossom. This one has a bunch of blossoms down here, kind of on the lower part. They're doing good. Probably the only thing that I need to do is put some more fertilizer on them, because we had a lot of rain and over the past month. So I do need to put some fertilizer back on them, because I think most of that fertilizer got washed out. So I am gonna come and do that. But so far so good. Little update on the backyard.
So this is what we have for you guys today. Thank you guys for joining us and watching our videos, and we'll see you guys on our next video.